Welcome, pro wrestling fans, to another edition of Squared Circle Speak, the pro wrestling YouTube channel that's cashing in our briefcase and getting a world title opportunity. That's right, we're going to be talking Money in the Bank and Heatwave results and reactions for you guys here on this fine Wednesday. I am Ryan. With me is Nathan, as always. And let's jump into this because we've got 10 matches to talk about between the two shows. And we'll get into this. The Money in the Bank kicked it off with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Andrade. What'd you think, Nate? I don't know if this went the way some people thought it was going to go, but McIntyre winning was kind of what I think a lot of some people were thinking were going to happen, but
yeah, so this is the match that I think that was decisive for a lot of people. Or divisive is the word I was looking for. For a lot of people because of the ending. So I think a lot of people think that CM Punk should have came out during this match and cost Drew the Money in the Bank that way.
Yeah.
Because then you still have somebody else walking around with the briefcase. Because really, the briefcase, I know a lot of people think it's just a briefcase or whatever, but really the briefcase is kind of like a championship on itself. And even if the person that has it doesn't successfully cash in, they had the briefcase.
Yeah.
And it's, you know,
it's one of those, it's one of those things where, like, I don't think Triple H is a big fan of the Money in the Bank.
Oh, he's not. I know he's not, but it's over. Like, the thing is, the crowd really likes it. They love Money in the Bank. It's a thing that's booked right. It can be unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It can make somebody's career just like, King of the Ring used to. So I think he does. I don't think he likes it because he has to book around it. But at the same time, he knows that it's a part of WWE now. Like, he can't get rid of it.
But I do agree kind of with the CM Punk sentiment because look, I kind of made this whole match for nothing. McIntyre won kind of easily. He just kind of got in the ring, hit a ladder into Jey, and then hit him with the Claymore and just climbed up and hugged the hook. Like, it was kind of.
Yeah, and the reason I know, okay, so I get why they didn't do it. Go ahead and talk about the next match also, the world title match, because it feeds into this.
Yeah, we'll skip ahead. We'll skip ahead to the world title match. Damian Priest, Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This match was, I don't know, man. I mean, Priest's title reign's ending at SummerSlam anyway. But, oof. I don't know what happened here. So there was an ending here where Seth hit a weird looking like stomp and then he kind of hit him with the Falcon Arrow.
Yeah.
The referee goes for 2 and Priest does not kick out.
Right.
So one of two things happened here. One, he was supposed to kick out.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2, Drew McIntyre's music was supposed to come mid count and like the referee would be distracted by that. Neither one of those happened, so the referee had to say he didn't kick out. And I know, there was a lot of sentiment. Well, you're supposed to just count it. No, because that screws up the entire. If this would have been another match, then Mayo went with it. But with the stipulations on this match, with Priest leaving the Judgment Day, Rollins not getting another title shot, the CM Punk coming out, you had to have him kick out. You could, because that ruined everything. So I agree. I'm in agreement with the referee just saying no because he knew it couldn't have ended that way. Because then you're gonna have to rewrite your entire TV because Rollins accidentally won. Priest is out of Judgment Day. You got to book that. And then if McIntyre does cash in, Punk can't get involved because then it's not triple threat, which means it's not no disqualification. It was a little weird, and I instantly went, ew, that's not good. But I agree with it. But then let's get to Punk coming out. McIntyre decides to cash in. It's a triple threat. McIntyre's rolling, but then out of nowhere, CM Punk comes and attacks McIntyre He hits McIntyre with some chairs and he wrapped a cable around his neck and started choking him. Uh,
Yeah.
he rolls McIntyre in. Punk hits him with the World Heavyweight Championship. Priest hits the South of Heaven and wins. So get to your
Yeah,
because I didn't
I
really
under
like this. I didn't really like it.
well, I didn't like it either, but I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
Because I understand why they did it because I'm pretty sure, you know, when CM Punk first came in to go back to WWE, who was the person that was angry about it first? And the person we thought we are gonna, that we were gonna have a WrestleMania match with was Seth Rollins, right?
Hmm.
So this way, because obviously Punk is injury prone. You don't know how many matches he's gonna have. So you kind of want to kind of want to pay off both of these feuds at the same time.
Yeah.
So you have him do this so that way he interferes with the cash in. So it's I get that it's the fourth time that he's cost Drew, so it's kind of overkill. But he also screws Seth at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be a triple threat at SummerSlam, which they kind of need because if CM Punk is not 100%, somebody's got to carry that match. So it's going to be Seth Rollins and Drew.
Yeah.
So I get why they did it the way they did it. Uh, I didn't like it, but I understand it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Punk costing him 4 times seems like, good God, like that's kind of ridiculous. This feud's at a point where if they don't like, I feel like you're right. It'll probably be a triple threat SummerSlam, and if Punk doesn't get injured, then they'll probably have to do like Hell in a Cell or something between Drew and Punk at Bad Blood, I'd say, because or Saudi or something, because you got to do a one-on-one match eventually between them, I'd say. Like Drew's not going to be happy. I mean, with a triple threat. So I don't know how they pay this off. I would like to see a triple threat just to make it, like you said, take the burden off Punk to have a long one-on-one match. It looks like it's heading that way because Rollins was extremely pissed too. So I don't know. And Rollins isn't going to be in the title picture, so now he's going to have to do something at SummerSlam.
Right.
So that might be the way to go, and then maybe you do a one-on-one between Drew and Punk at Bad Blood and Hell in a Cell.
Right. Another reason why they didn't have somebody else get the briefcase, Ryan, is also because Cody Rhodes ain't losing anytime soon.
Yeah, well, Cody Rhodes ain't losing, and if Gunther beats Priest, he's probably not losing for a long time either.
Yeah.
And so you're
So
going to have 2 champions who aren't going to be at risk to losing, and then it's going to kind of be that thing where the fans know they're not going to lose. So that's why
yeah,
Austin Theory's top Money in the Bank run was so lackluster because it was like, well, Roman ain't losing.
yeah. So he went for the U.S. title, which
Yeah.
was so stupid.
So I look now that you say that, it kind of does make sense they did it this way, just because that person, whoever won, would have had the briefcase and just had it forever.
Yeah, and LA Knight's obviously going to go after the U.S. belt.
Yeah.
Jericho is eventually going to get tied into this bloodline stuff. You know he is.
Yeah.
Andrade, yeah, he could have used it, but
Carmelo could have used it, Chad, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see where they head.
yeah.
So then we had Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. This one was also very divisive, as you said, with the internet crowd. Really good match. I mean, these two were great. Zayn did pick up the win. Um, Breaker hit him with a power slam at the end. Zayn countered a spear, hit him with the hoover kick, and wins. And again, a lot of people were upset with this, but I didn't hate it. I was kind of wanting Breaker to win, but I kind of understand it. Um, I still think Breaker should have won, but they, like you said, they like like we talked about in the preview. I think you're talking about Obafemi, but I mean, it kind of makes sense here. They kind of like their big men to lose and then work their way back up to get the title. So,
True, true.
and so I think Breaker's obviously, he's still so young. He's obviously not getting buried. It's not like,
Yeah, but you can break the mold, you know. You
yeah,
don't have to do it that way. Um, the thing I didn't like about it is, and this is kind of on Sammy early too, is if you're you got to give everything you got to Braun Breaker if you're gonna make him this out of control, super fast paced, super strong guy.
yeah,
you can't reverse a spear with a weak ass kick, like a little pump to the kick to the face, and then hit your haluva kick and win like that.
Yeah.
That that's where I was like, okay, that was weak.
Well,
You
it's kind of
know,
the same thing he did to Gunther too, though.
yeah, and it's weak because
Yeah.
it's like, why? That's the lamest way to. He needs a different move to win with if it's gonna set up that way,
I,
because that was
I would much
crazy.
rather him just roll him up
Yeah,
and catch him really quickly with a quick roll up. That way it's unexpected and Breaker's like, Zayn beats him, but he didn't do it convincingly, kind of snuck it in. I think I would have been happier with him countering the spear with like a quick little roll up, like leaping
yep,
over it into a sunset flip and countering and pinning him that way.
yep, I agree.
So then we had John Cena, Nathan. Trish Stratus came out and introduced John Cena, and he basically announced his retirement. Um, he said that he's going to be the 2025 Royal Rumble will be his last. 2025 Women's Champion will be his last, and WrestleMania 2025 will be his last WrestleMania. Um, he did do in the post show, he gave a little bit of clearance and said he's not retiring at Mania. He said he's going to try to wrestle the entire year of 2025, not the entire year, but he's going to go from January to December, and said probably do about 40 dates or so. Um, so this was a big thing. Seen as one last ride here in 2025. He says he wants to be there for Netflix making history and stuff. So I don't know why they did it here though. Seems kind of weird to do it here when he's not coming back till January.
Yeah,
Like it was very weird to do this and like I don't
yeah,
know.
you got 6 months, man. What the hell?
Yeah, it just felt weird. Like it was a big moment and it was like got people talking, but it felt so out of place because it's Toronto. like,
Yeah, I know.
I thought he'd do this in Boston. But so I will say this is going to lead to a little promotion coming up later this week. We are going to be fantasy booking John Cena's last run. So if you want to hear how we think it should go, tune in for that. It'll either be tomorrow or Friday. Not sure yet, but stay tuned to the channel and we will have that for you. So that should be pretty fun. So then we had the women's Money in the Bank. This is where this shit got insane. Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Zoe Stark, and Chelsea Green. I think the women once again outshined the men. I think the women's Money in the Bank was better than the men's Money in the Bank. A lot of crazy, crazy spots in this thing. I mean, they did shit I'd never seen before. uh, Seeing Io Sky do a Michinoku driver off the top of the ladder through another ladder on the Zoe Stark was just absolutely insane. I, I didn't think I'd ever see that. I didn't know what she was going for because she had her in like a power bomb position, like a power slam position, and then she kind of just dropped her like head first onto like a bridging ladder.
Yeah, there was a lot of pain in this
Yeah,
match. Let me tell you.
it's a car crash the best way. Like I'm not.
Well, yeah, because not sometimes not even the best way, because there was a Samoan drop or something, I think, and freaking Lyra Valkyria's arm just cracked off that ladder,
Yeah,
and I thought she broke her elbow.
there was a Alabama slam by Stratton to Naomi that was pretty brutal too.
Oh yeah, and then Zoe Stark almost knocked herself out
Yeah,
with her little flip that she does off the ropes, and she hit
yeah.
the back of her head on the ladder. I was like, oh my god.
The star of this match was Chelsea Green. She's the
Yeah, she had,
MVP.
yeah, she
She,
flew off a ladder into some tables.
the beginning of the match, they all kind of go outside, and so Green's just kind of sitting there. She's trying to jump and get the ladder or get the briefcase down. Like she was so in her gimmick this whole match, and she was the MVP. And then at the end, she's on the top of the ladder, and Stratton sends her down, and she does a perfect. She used to be a stunt woman, so it was perfect, but she did a perfect back bump through two tables to the floor. And Stratton then unhooked the briefcase. So Tiffany Stratton is Miss Money in the Bank. I think, again, this was kind of the favorite to win. I kind of wanted Chelsea Green to win just as like to be the first one to lose because now I'm pretty sure Stratton's going to win. And so Stratton is Miss Money in the Bank. Biggest win for her. She will probably be the new women's champion at some point. But this was great. These women went out there and I don't know if any of them are going to wrestle tonight. I think Io Sky's supposed to wrestle and Lyra, but I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if they're going to wrestle on Raw with this shit.
Yeah.
And then your main event, the six-man tag, Cody, Randy, and Kevin. Again, I'm on first name basis with them versus the Bloodline. Tonga Loa did not wrestle in this match. It was Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo, and I think we kind of saw why Loa was not in this match.
Yeah, he had a little flub, that's for sure.
Yeah. But what'd you think of this? I mean, it was, your
It was
typical
utter
six-man
chaos.
tag.
At least towards the end, it was utter chaos.
Yeah.
I think Jacob Fatu looked like a star.
Yes, he did.
And that was awesome. I think Tomatonga is showing that he can be a workhorse and he can be like I didn't know he was gonna be when he came in and he was gonna be this much of a worker.
He was
You know,
the guy. He was in this match for a long time.
in every match that they've had so far,
Yeah,
he's
he's the
done this.
workhorse of the group.
Yeah,
Uh,
I wasn't expecting that. It's
yeah.
cool. I like it. He's like a
Oh
pit
yeah.
bull.
Um, you said Sokoa or Fatu. He did a fucking whisper in the wind, which was just insane. A guy that big should not be doing fucking corkscrew sentons. Like it was ridiculous, dude. Yeah, they went back and forth. They went through the announce table. Owens hit a frog splash through the table on Fatu, which should have took him out. Orton hit an RKO on Tonga, and then Sokoa hit him with a smelling spike. Rhodes counters two crossroads. Fatu did his corkscrew, and then Fatu hit Rhodes with an implant DDT. Then Sokoa connects with the Samoan Spike. It only took one Samoan Spike, and the Bloodline get the win. So it looks like it is going to be Solo Sikoa versus Cody at SummerSlam.
Were you surprised that we didn't see Tala Tonga?
Uh, I honestly, I honestly think he may not be involved in this. I think if he does show up, it might be in NXT at first.
Oh, you think okay?
I mean, he has been wrestling. He's in his 30s, but he hasn't been wrestling as long as the other ones.
Yeah,
And
but I mean, why bring him in if you're not bringing him in? And plus, he is the real life brother of Tama Tonga and
well,
Tonga Loa.
Solo was the real life brother of the Usos, and he started in
Yeah,
NXT.
but that was before the bloodline got to like blood. It
True,
wasn't.
true.
And then plus, he's got the last name Tonga. I
Yeah, but
mean,
if you bring him in, you don't have to say he's a Tonga.
but he's got the last. They named him Tala Tonga.
Well, I don't know. I just think it's kind of shitty that I mean he's a good worker, but damn, he gets to go straight to the main roster just because his brothers are there, and I don't know. Not a big fan of that, but nepotism. But
True.
Money in the Bank was good. You know, they had a couple bone spots and a couple of the matches probably didn't go the way we wanted them to go, but I think overall Money in the Bank was fine. Happy with most of the results. The screw ups by Priest and shit kind of sucked, but like I said, you couldn't really just go with the flow. You kind of had to do what you did. I mean, it would have ruined every storyline they got going.
Honestly, I don't know if maybe it shows like Priest has been wrestling for a long time, but I don't know if maybe it shows he's either not ready for that moment or if he's just maybe he did get knocked loopy
I mean,
or
but it's
or maybe he's like because you got like when that happens and you don't hear CM Punk's music, you got to know you got to kick out.
yeah. I mean, Triple H was like they asked him in the post show, and he goes, I mean, this was Triple H being Triple H, but he said he just didn't kick out. So I don't know if he was supposed to kick out, but it felt to me because they sent Drew McIntyre out like right after,
Yeah.
and so it felt like something got fucked up with they didn't play his music or something. I don't know. So, all right, and then we followed that up. We had NXT Heatwave the next night, Sunday, from the same arena. We kicked it off. There was a kickoff match. Carmen Petrovic and Adriana Grace defeated Jane and Nyx. But then we kicked the night off with Oba Femi versus Wesley for the North American Championship. Femi threw Wesley around like a damn rag doll in this match. Jesus Christ.
There was one move where he like picked him up and threw him, and it
It
was
was like
like,
an F5, but he threw him and Wesley spun like 3 times in the air. Like he just launched him in the air. Uh,
yeah, that
this
was insane.
this was a great match. Oba Femi every time he gets in that ring impresses me. He is going to be a huge star one day. Um, but what did you think? Oba Femi wins. Where do they go with Wesley now? Uh, should he just get called up, or well, where is he going to head for the NXT title now? I don't know where they go with Wesley now. Is he just
Honestly, like I said before, he was getting called up. He's obviously not going to go for the NXT title because if you think about it, Javon Evans kind of fits that role
yeah,
that Wesley would be filling, and not just because they're both black and small.
they're
I
athletic
know,
and the underdogs.
well, and they do high flying moves, and they're underdogs, and they're young, and I just think that I think
John
he needs to
Evans,
move
yeah,
up. I don't know what happens when he moves up. I don't know where he goes. I don't know what. Maybe he'll debut on. Oh God. Maybe he'll debut on WWE Speed. Ugh. But I do think he needs to be called up.
I don't know. We'll see. He did a little promo afterwards, and he says, "Well, he'll like talk him NXT about his future." So I don't know, we'll see. And then we had Kalani Jordan defending the NXT Women's North American Championship against Sol Ruka. Now, I enjoyed this match. It was, as some people said, this was just they did a lot of moves, but they did wrestling moves too. Like I think a lot of people are just saying they just did like a bunch of flips, but they did shit. Like it wasn't like they sold and they did stuff. I mean, I don't know the hate for
Yeah.
this match. I don't understand why everyone was like, and you know, Dave Meltzer or Dave Seltzer and Brian Alvarez shit on this match. And they're talking about it and they said, "Oh, they just did moves." And then Brian Alvarez said, "There's more to wrestling match than just doing moves." And I'm like, "You guys fucking praise all these indie matches where all they do is shit like this. They don't tell a story of these fucking PWG matches, but yet, according to them, they're 5-star classics. What made this match any different? I don't understand. Is it just because they were young? But like it was a
I
good
think that's what
match.
it is.
They didn't
I
really
think
screw anything up.
I think that's what it is because they're young and the match felt very choreographed for them, and I think it was because it was two faces. There was no heat behind this match. There wasn't much of a story in the match, and it was more of we're going to show how athletic these two girls are, uh, and show and do it in a way where they get in predicaments where they can do these crazy moves that normally they wouldn't be able to do, but they're in these predicaments that they put themselves in this match so they can do those moves. I think that's where they're coming from. They just did it in a very poor way of saying it
Yeah.
because
It made them
yeah,
sound like hypocrites. It really
it
did.
did. It did.
And again, everyone criticizes WWE, right? And they say that the WWE style. That's the like it's like a derogatory term that people use on the internet to but this was the complete opposite, which is what you would think people would want, and yet they were still mad. I don't understand. That's why I hate the internet and I hate these people. I enjoyed this match and I went into it before we did our predictions. And I said this had the potential to be a fun match. I didn't say great, and I didn't say it was going to be a technically sound match. I said fun, and that's what this match was. It was a lot of fucking fun to see these two young women go out there and do a bunch of crazy shit. And the Poison Rana off the top was fucking insane to have two people who had been wrestling a year to pull that off and not injure themselves. I think they deserve a fucking standing ovation for this because they pull out shit that people who've only been wrestling a year probably should not have been able to do. Just
Right.
they've been a year. That's it. And Ruka's been injured and missed some of that. So I think this match was great, and I applaud both of these women. Kalani Jordan got the win, which was expected. You're not going to have her first defense be her only defense. So, but this was fun. And again, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think they did well, both being really young. I think they both did fantastic in their roles. So then we had Rant over. So then we had the NXT Tag Team Championship, Nathan Frazer and Axiom versus Andre Chase and Hudson. Going into this on the kickoff, I guess Frazer was late to the arena. He showed up like right before the match started. And Axiom was a little upset about it. There's been teases of like both these teams having deception and both having like infighting. So I didn't know where this one was going to go. Again, a highly entertaining match. Frazier is so smooth. Everything he does is he doesn't mess up. Like he hits everything on cue, on like right exactly where he's supposed to be. It is insane how like smooth he is in the ring. And this Axiom and Fraser team has really grown on me. I really enjoy them working together. Axiom at one point hit Fraser with a super kick, which I thought was going to be the end of it. But no, they ended up getting the win. Axiom and Fraser get the win. They do their little tag team. Fraser hit a somersault plancha, and then Axiom hit the golden ratio, which is just a running super kick to win. But this was fun. I thought maybe Fraser and Axiom were going to break up here, but they're keeping them together for now. They're not really like heels. It's just like Fraser's just like focused on other shit. It's a weird thing. Like he's not a heel. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But I thought this was really fun. They did some cool shit. Duke Hudson and Chase are so good too. Like this was just awesome.
I agree. I agree. I didn't expect this match to be as good as it was. With Chase and Duke.
Oh yeah, this highly over exceeded my expectations, like by a long shot.
Yeah.
It was announced on this show that Great American Bash is going to be a special. It's going to be a TV special this year. It's going to take place August 6th, but it's going to be on Sci-Fi. And at first, I didn't know why, but then I remember the Olympics is happening. So,
all right.
And then we had Roxanne Perez versus Lola Vice leading into this. We all talked about the terrible promo going into this match. But the match itself, what'd you think? It had its moments, but this was probably the one match of the night that I was just kind of like, didn't really live up. I mean, it was good, but it didn't really live up to what I thought.
No, it definitely did not. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest. And Roxanne got the win. And
why?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna beat her. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be Julia. I don't know.
Two questions. One, why did they make Vice look so good? Like she took like 5 freaking pop rocks, one on the team, and then like 3. What the world? Like,
I mean, I guess they wanted her to go to look really strong. I don't know. Maybe Vice will be the one to take will win that North American title. Maybe she goes back down and beats Kalani. I don't know.
Yeah. And then 2, did you expect Julia to come out after this match? Because I did.
I did too.
I kind of expected her to show up, but she didn't. So I don't know. Maybe she is more injured and she's not going to show up for a while. That was the rumors. Like Heatwave was when she was going to show up. Like that was all the rumors. Was like this show was when she was going to make her debut. So
yeah,
didn't happen though. But again, I mean it was okay, like I said, but there was a lot. There was she went for the pop rocks and Vice couldn't hold her and she kind of fell and it looked awkward, so she had to just pick her up and do it again. So there, there was little moments there, but yeah, this was probably to me. I mean, it's weird saying it about a Roxanne Perez match, but this was probably the worst match of the show. Usually
I agree.
Steps up and has really good matches, but to me, it just didn't do it for me. I was kind of, this match was just kind of like, So then we had our main event, Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Championship. Ethan Page, Trick Williams, Shawn Spears, and Javon Evans. Your typical Fatal 4-Way, all doing all their shit. But there was, man, Shawn Spears brought a chair to the ring, and Jesus Christ, I don't know if this chair was gimmicked or what, but they were the loudest fucking chair shots. Like,
yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, they were pretty freaking loud, man. This match, Javon Evans looked like a star.
Dude, he looked amazing in this match.
And I'm telling you, man, Trick Williams.
Yeah.
He didn't look that good in this match. He looked lost a lot.
This
He
was this was another
he gets
match with Trick that it was just like the uh whatever that match, that 5-man match they have.
right.
It's another match where he's not really in the match that often. He just kind of is there, then he gets taken out, and that seems to be his thing in these multi-man matches where Trick Williams just doesn't do a whole lot. He'll
Hmm.
come in, do like a spot or two, and then he's out. And it was really evident here because you had Spears, Evans, and Page just doing the grunt of this match. Like they were doing most of the work here.
Yeah, and if that's the case, if they're really not that confident in him to be in a match like this where he's actually doing some work in there, then he's definitely shouldn't have that belt. So I'm glad they took it off of him.
What'd you think of the ending?
I mean, it was interesting. I mean, so Trick Williams was making all these saves, trying to save his
That was
belt.
the whole match, was him just coming in and kept making saves.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do much offense. It was just, oh, save, save,
Yeah,
save.
he hit his crappy knee on Javon Evans and hit his crappy knee on Ethan Page. And when he hit the knee on both of them, he knocked Ethan Page out on top of Javon Evans. And then Sean Spears, for some reason, didn't let Trick break up the pin.
Yeah, that's what confused me because I didn't get that. Because you think he
Yeah,
would have, if he was able to do that, why wouldn't he have just broken up the pin?
yeah, they should have did something different there
Like
because it
Trick
just
should
looked
have
like
hit that and like fell over the ropes or something.
yeah,
Like
fell
he
out of the ring or something.
fell out of the ring on top of Spears, and then that way they're both out or something.
Yeah,
And then
something because
at the
it
last
just
minute,
looked like
Williams gets in. But
yeah, because it just looked like Spears was holding him back, and it's like why would
yeah,
he hold him back?
yeah. But this,
So Ethan Page gets that win, and then we had something surprising at the end, right?
I almost missed it. End of the show comes, you know, it's a WWE show, so you never know if it's the graphic pops up, and you never know if that's the end of the show. And we had a very quick. If you turn this off right after Ethan Page won, you missed it. It was like 2 seconds, but Joe Henry appeared for like 2 seconds at the end of the show. So
Yeah,
he's coming back. But it was very quick, and I don't know if a lot of people saw it because like it was after the show and it went to black, and then it kind of like he popped in. So people may have turned it off real quick. I almost didn't see it. like,
yeah,
but this match was great. There was like an like off the top rope they did an avalanche like TKO and shit. Like this shit was like insane. And Javon Evans, like you said, looked like a star. He was doing insane crap the whole match. Like leaping to the top rope with ease. Like could have probably leaped, and he did a dive over the top rope to the outside and took out Williams. Like this was just, Javon Evans impressed me. I was already a fan, but I'm a way bigger fan now. He belongs, and he's going to have a really bright future. He's 20, so he's going to be huge one day. He's going to be a big star.
absolutely.
All right, so yeah, we went into this prediction. I asked you what you thought the best match was going to be, and we were both wrong. It's the women's Money in the Bank. I think was the best match of the weekend.
I think you might be right.
But NXT Heatwave was pretty good. It was a really good show. I don't know which show was better. They were both kind of even in my eyes. I mean, they both had great matches and both really really did a good job. So good weekend for wrestling. A lot of wrestling I watched this weekend.
Agreed. Agreed. We did watch a lot of wrestling. So a little bit of news here to end it in this, Ryan. I don't know if I'm sure they already had this plan, but they had that women's North American title match was a success,
Yeah.
and so it's almost basically been confirmed here, Ryan, that WWE is definitely going to do a women's United States title and a women's Intercontinental title. How do you feel about it?
I'm just so here we go. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I have one more news we got to talk about. It just popped in.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I think we're gonna have to start having more matches on pay-per-view then. Because like if we're gonna have two more mat titles, we're gonna have 9 titles on the main roster. We're gonna have to have more pay-per-view matches than 5.
Agreed.
And I don't, but and again, I feel like we're gonna get overbloated with like AEW's problem with too many championships. So I mean, it is needed. They have a lot of great women, and they have plenty that need to be called up already. And they do need more championships, but at the same time, we're running the risk of having too many, and we're gonna have. I don't know. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I'm iffy because it's like, are they just gonna be just like the tag team titles and never put on pay-per-views, and
Right.
then we're gonna have 9 titles, and it's like, like so
That is very true.
I don't know. We'll see if I mean, it's probably gonna happen. I don't know. I kind of want Dakota Kai to win the win one of them, please. Give her something. But
And that's why, and really that right there is why they need him.
yeah, they got too many women with only 2 world titles. Some women are never going to win a championship, so
Right.
it is warranted. You got people like Dakota and people like Raquel if she comes back, and all these people who aren't in the title picture, and they got rid of nothing for them right now. So you might as well let them have another title to compete for. So I agree with it, but at the same time, I'm iffy about having too many championships. The other piece of news that just came in, Damon Kemp is gone.
What?
Uh, he was not released. His contract has expired, and he chose not to renew it. So, Damon Kemp, who we were praising just on our WWE thing, we were talking about Damon Kemp, and we're talking about how he says as of today, I'm no longer under contract with WWE. Forever grateful for the people I met and the experience I've had. And then Fightful updated it saying it was not a budget cuts. There's not going to be a lot of firing. It's just that his contract expired and WWE chose not to renew it. So,
Wow.
which is a shame because like he got it. His brother didn't, but he kind of knew what he was doing.
I know.
And they had this. I guess that's maybe how they're going to explain it. He kind of screwed his partner on NXT, so then they're just gonna say they kicked him out. I
I
guess
guess.
kind of weird, but yeah. So didn't expect to talk about breaking news on our pay per view thing, but here we are.
Here we are. Wow, that was unexpected.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset.
Yeah. Maybe hopefully he keeps go pursuing it. Hopefully he doesn't get frustrated and quit trying wrestling because
Yeah, I don't
he
know.
did good.
He seemed to understand the wrestling business a lot, so maybe he'll keep going. And there's always a chance. He's still young, so there's always a chance for him to come back. Maybe that's what they want him to do: go get better and then come back. That's usually kind of what WWE does. So. All right. So I think that's going to wrap this one up, Nathan.
All right. If you like this review of 2 pay-per-views, it was a twofer.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to see more of these, hopefully we don't see more twofers, but if you see more twofers, they'll be on here. Hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're notified when we have another twofer.
Hey, I need someone to tell me how many times he said twofer right there. Thank you for watching. Like I said, the John Cena fantasy booking will be coming up soon, and plus another video that we will have later on this week. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.